Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my MLB DraftKings picks for Thursday, September 21st. We've got a 9-game main slate today on this Thursday. So somewhat of a big slate for Thursday. We usually don't see slates this big for Thursdays. Usually it's only like 5 or 6 games, but got 9 games today, so definitely some good options we can target. We got two pitchers over 11K up top. Dallas Keuchel at 11.3 going up against the White Sox. Carlos Martinez at 11.5 going up against the Reds. So there are some studs that you can pay up for on this 9-game slate, but I don't think I'm going to be looking to pay up for pitcher today. Carlos Martinez just kind of scares me. Pitching in Cincinnati, the Great American Ballpark, a very hitter-friendly park. Carlos Martinez, he does struggle on the road. He's going to be on the road today, so I don't think I'm going to be on Carmart. He's struggled against Cincinnati this year. An 11,500. Don't think I want to pay that price tag on him. And then Dallas Keuchel, obviously a good matchup pitching against the White Sox. But Keuchel's just kind of been so up and down. He's been so inconsistent. And I don't want to roster a pitcher at 11,300 if I don't know what I'm going to get from him. If you're rostering someone that expensive, you want to know they have a high floor. With Keuchel as of late, you don't know what his floor is. He could honestly give you negatives here. He's just been so up and down, so inconsistent as of late. So I'm not going to be paying up for Keuchel either, not on Carpenter or Keuchel. Going to be looking towards the mid-tier for my two pitchers today. The first guy I like, both of my guys going to be in the 7K range. The first guy is Tyler Anderson at 7,500 going up against the Padres. I really like Tyler Anderson today as a mid-range pitcher that we can target. If you do want to pay up for pitcher, I think he's a good SP2 option. Or if you don't want to pay up, I think he makes sense as an SP1 as well. Anderson did make his first start back from the DL. Actually pitched against the Padres, pitched against them in Coors Field. He was on a pinch count in that game. He only threw 73 pitches. Definitely would have went deeper if he wasn't on a pitch count. So probably would have had an even better game than he did. But in that game on a pitch count, he pitched 6 innings, only allowed 2 hits, 2 walks, got 3 strikeouts, finished with 21 DraftKings points. So Anderson did just face this team in Coors Field, pitched a very good game. I think he's going to have another solid game here. I don't think he's on a pitch count since he was on a pitch count in his last game. I'd imagine he's going to be full go today. So I think Tyler Anderson, a very good option at 70 or 7,500. We know it's a good matchup. The Padres, obviously, a team that will strike out versus lefties. In the last 30 days versus lefties, they're striking out 23.1% of the time. So definitely some Ks in that lineup. And Anderson, a guy that has really had some success outside of Coors Field. Obviously a great ballpark to pitch in San Diego. Definitely a better ballpark than Coors Field. So I think Tyler Anderson makes a lot of sense as an SP1 or SP2 option today at 7,500. And then at SP2, going to be looking a little bit cheaper under Anderson. And I really like James Paxton today at just 7,400 going up against the Rangers. I think James Paxton just too cheap today, and he is in a really good spot. Paxton's going to be pitching at home where he has pitched very well this year. He's pitched 12 games at home this year and averaged 23 DraftKings points, whereas on the road only averaging 17 DK points. So Paxton pitches well at home and is in a good spot against a Texas team that does strike out versus lefties. In the last 30 days versus lefties, the Rangers are striking out 23.1% of the time. So I think Paxton in a really good spot, and I think he's way too cheap. He did have a very rough start in his last game against Houston. That was his first game back from the DL, so I guess he was just shaking off the rust a little bit. I don't think Paxton's going to pitch bad again. I think he's going to actually pitch very well today. And at just 7,400, this guy is way too cheap for his talent level. If you just look in his last 4 games, before he went on the DL, his price tag was over 12K. And today we're getting him at just 7,400, and I believe he won't have a pitch count either. Should be full go. So I think James Paxton just too cheap today, and is in a really good spot. Could definitely rack up some strikeouts against a Texas team that will strike out versus lefties. So SP2 going to be rolling with James Paxton at 7,400. And when we do plug in Paxton and Anderson as our 2 pitchers, we're still left with 43.87 remaining per player. So we have a ton of salary to work with. Can pretty much fit in all the expensive bats we want to. Since we didn't really pay up for pitcher, can fit in some expensive bats. And the first guy I like is at first base. Not really an expensive bat here, more of a mid-range play. I really like Matt Carpenter today at just 4,200 going up against Homer Bailey. I think this is a really good spot for Matt Carpenter. He has had a ton of success against Homer Bailey throughout his career, and it is a very big sample size. Carpenter has seen him 31 times, and in 31 at-bats he has 17 hits, So he's 17 for 31 against Bailey, which is a 548 average. So Carpenter has pretty much owned Bailey throughout his career. And Bailey is a pretty bad pitcher. It's understandable. So far this year to lefties, he has allowed a 345 WOBA. And at home, Bailey has given up a ton of home runs. He's going to be pitching at home in Cincinnati, which is a very hitter-friendly park. At home this year, Bailey has allowed a 1.7 home run per 9. And he also gives up a lot of hard contact as well. 55% medium contact and 31.3% hard contact on the year to left-handed hitters. So I think Matt Carpenter, a very good play today at just 4,200. I love the park upgrade the Cardinals are getting going to Cincinnati, a very hitter-friendly park. And Carpenter in a very good spot against a pitcher he's had a ton of success against and a pitcher that really struggles to lefties. So I think Matt Carpenter, a very good play today. And I'm going to be locking him in at first base for 4,200. And then my final two plays, both going to be in the outfield. An expensive play I like here, and then actually a value play. But the first guy I like, the expensive play, is Eddie Rosario at 4,800 going up against Jordan Zimmerman. Now, I don't think I've played much Eddie Rosario this year, but this guy does have a lot of power. And he's going up against a pretty bad right-handed pitcher that gives up a ton of power to lefties. If we just look at Zimmerman's numbers versus lefties on the year, they're not very good. He has allowed a 384 WOBA to lefties. And he also gives up a ton of home runs, a 1.82 home run per 9 on the year to left-handed hitters. He's also given up a lot of hard contact as well, 43.1% medium contact and 42.3% hard contact. So it is a great spot for some of these Twins bats. I definitely think pretty much everyone in this lineup is in play. Zimmerman, he has struggled with righties and lefties this year, so I do love pretty much all these Twins bats. Dozier, Mauer, Polanco, Rosario, Buxton, love all these guys. They're relatively expensive, but we didn't pay up for pitcher today. We actually have two pretty cheap pitchers, so we can't fit these guys in. They do have a high total, the Twins do, at 5.4 runs. Definitely think you want some of these Twins in your lineup against Zimmerman. Zimmerman just not a good pitcher, gives up a lot of home runs, and some of these Twins bats do have a lot of power. Rosario being one of them, he's already hit 26 homers on the year. So this guy could definitely take Zimmerman deep. He has had success against Zimmerman in the past. Not a big sample size, but he's 4 for 11, and one of his 4 hits was a home run. So he's batting .364 and 11 at bats against Jordan Zimmerman. So Rosario, I think, just makes a lot of sense today at 4,800. He is kind of expensive, but since we went with two cheap pitchers, can definitely fit him in. So I like Eddie Rosario in the outfield for 4,800. And then my final play is going to be a really cheap play I like, and that's Jason Worth at just 3,500 going up against R.A. Dickey. Now, when taking batters against knuckleballers, BVP is something that I think is very important. Jason Worth, he has hit the knuckleball well. He has had a lot of success against R.A. Dickey. I don't really like to roster guys just based on BVP, but when it does come to knuckleballers, I think that is very important. Worth has seen Dickey very well. 13 hits in 29 plate appearances, or 29 at-bats, so he's 13 for 29, which is a 448 average. He also has 2 home runs, so out of those 13 hits, 2 of them were home runs. So I definitely like Jason Worth today. Also really like Ryan Zimmerman, but I couldn't play him since I went with Carpenter at first base. But I definitely think Zimmerman's a good play. He has seen Dickey well. So is Alejandro Diaz, but I don't think he'll be in the lineup. But Worth and Zimmerman, I think, make a lot of sense. They've had a lot of success against Dickey. And that is something you want to look at. BVP, pretty important when it comes to taking pitchers or taking batters against a knuckleballer. And obviously Dickey is a knuckleballer. So I do like Jason Worth today at just 3,500. I love the park upgrade as well, going to Atlanta. Very nice hitter-friendly park, so also got that going for him today. I do like Jason Worth in the outfield. If you're looking for a cheap play, I think he makes a lot of sense. Just 3,500. And yeah, guys, so these are my 5 plays for tonight. I went with Tyler Anderson, James Paxton, Matt Carpenter, Eddie Rosario, and Jason Worth. When we plug these 5 guys into our lineup, we're still left with 45.20 remaining per player. So if you do want to build a lineup around this 5, you can pretty much plug in whoever you want. You definitely have a ton of salary to work with. So you can build a lineup around this core, or just plug in a couple of these guys into your lineups. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel as well. I would really appreciate it. I do upload these videos daily, along with NFL and NBA videos, so make sure you are subscribed with notifications on, so that way you'll never miss out on any new videos. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
much, ain't enough, ain't enough. Where you from?